Vâng, thưa quý vị, bây giờ chúng tôi lại hân hạnh được trở lại với chương trình Câu Chuyện Pháp Luật. Xin mời luật sư Anh Thư.
Thưa quý vị, cái phần vừa rồi mình có nói đề cập cái vấn đề mà phân chia tài sản như thế nào đó, thì Judge Navarez có giải thích về cái vấn đề mà phân chia như thế nào để cho nó tốt đẹp và nó thuận lợi hoặc nó công bằng cho cả hai bên. Nhưng mà trong cái vấn đề xã hội và cái quan niệm của dân tộc, văn hóa của Việt Nam mình, thì Đức Phạm nhận xét như thế nào về cái vấn đề phân chia tài sản khi mà vợ chồng ly dị anh?
Vấn đề phân chia tài sản đó thì người ta nói là của chồng công vợ, hai bên đều có cái sự đóng góp vào. Thì lúc đó thì mình khi mà mình không còn duyên với nhau nữa đó, thì mình cũng chia ra cho một cách hợp lý và nó thỏa đáng.
Nhưng mà theo anh nghĩ là hợp lý là như thế nào? Là chồng được nhiều hay là vợ được nhiều?
Thường ấy thì bây giờ mình nghĩ là mỗi người đều lấy một nửa đi cho nó có vẻ là công bằng.
Judge, when it comes to division of property, if one side, I guess, maybe committed adultery, I have cases, where the wife would come to my office and said, my husband cheated on me, so I'm going to take everything that he has. I mean, is that how it works in your court?
No, it doesn't work that way. They may ask for a disproportionate share, meaning they may ask instead of 50-50, which is what the courts normally try to do, and divide it up evenly. They may ask for a disproportionate share, and it's going to be up to the court depending on the circumstance, whether they want to do 55-45 or 60-40. I mean, it just depends on the situation, because usually what an attorney tries to do is, if there is a spouse who's having an affair, they may try to prove that the spouse who's having an affair used community assets, i.e. money, to maybe take the girlfriend out, if it's the husband, right? So that he used money to take the girlfriend out, take her on trips or whatever. So they're saying, look, that's his half that he's using.
So wasting the community resources.
It could be wasting, right? So it just depends on how the attorney presents the case.
Or I have wives or even husband come to my office and said, she's cheating on me and I'm really mad, and can you talk to them and make sure they say sorry to me, and otherwise I'm going to go to court and I'm going to take away the kids too. I mean, how does it work? Just because one spouse is being unfaithful, does it mean the kids will get taken away?
No. It doesn't, because you don't know the whole circumstance. I mean, you got to know, maybe the husband's never there, or maybe the wife's never there. Maybe there's some abuse and they're looking for comfort in somebody else. Now, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that happens. But no, and what people sometimes try to do, and it's funny, it does happen, is that people do come in into my court and say, well, back in my country, this is what would happen. Or this
back in my country.
And so I just have to remind them, well, this is Texas, and we're part of the United States, so this is the law that we're going to apply. And I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just the fact.
You're right. How about when people fighting for property located in another country?
Well, I really don't have any jurisdiction over that property, because that's a sovereign nation, whatever country it may be in. So what I just do is, if the husband is the one who's controlling the situation in the other country, I may do a disproportionate share here and say, that's fine, you can keep that property, but this, I mean, you can still go and fight it in that country, but I may do a disproportionate share here to the person who doesn't control the property in the other country.
Thì Đức Phạm thấy là có nhiều trường hợp mà mua, kiểu như là có những người mà họ đem tiền về mua nhà ở bên Việt Nam, hoặc là mua đất bên Việt Nam, rồi sau đó ly dị đòi phân chia. Thì có Đức Phạm có biết những cái câu chuyện như thế không? Có thấy
những cái tài sản ở Việt Nam đó thì dường như, theo Đức Phạm hiểu, dường như là luật pháp Hoa Kỳ không có can thiệp vào, bởi vì nó ở một cái xứ sở khác, có một cái hệ thống pháp luật khác. Thì cái lúc đó thì không hiểu là họ lại phải về Việt Nam, họ làm một cái tranh tụng hay sao?
What about let's say a married couple came here from Vietnam, they sold their house in Vietnam for $50,000. The husband have control of all that money, and after a couple years in the U.S., now the husband is cheating on the wife and leaving the wife, and the wife has no way to get a hold of that money. How should that be handled?
Again, it's going to depend on the attorney how they introduce the evidence. You're trying to give me. It's kind of difficult because it's what's the rest of the story. But I have had. Funny you brought that story up. I have had that example where I've handled cases from Vietnam that they do have, say, a business in Vietnam, and now what do I do with the money, because the money is being hoarded by one sponsor and the other, and we don't know where the money is, and so I've had that exact scenario, as a matter of fact. So it just depends on the situation. I know you're trying to corner me, but I can't get you there.
And then sometimes, but here, let's say when the husband said, "Hey, maybe the husband used to make $200,000-300,000 a year, but as soon as the marriage is on the rock, now certainly the husband's no longer making that kind of money, or he's hiding away assets." I mean, when it comes to in front of your court.
Well, and so for something like that, it depends on the situation. But the thing is, if for child support purposes, if the husband decides that, well, you know what, she's going to keep the kids, I don't want to pay that much child support, I may quit my job, then you can find, if the case is handled correctly by whoever's representing her, it would be that he's underemployed, and the court may hold him still to the $200,000 or $300,000 a year to pay child support based on that amount. Because that does happen. I mean, that's real life examples that they do happen. Is they may be underemployed just so they don't have to pay anybody, right? And so, or they hide assets, and then that's when an attorney may ask for a private investigator to be appointed, or a receiver to be appointed to look into, say, the bank accounts, and they do trace it and they do find it. You do have people that come in and value the property, because the person controlling the business, they say, well, my business is no longer worth that much money. Well, the court may appoint somebody that the parties will have to pay, but they come and they value the business. They look at all the records and all the accounting to see what the business could be worth.
What's the longest divorce case, being in your court, like maybe a complicated case?
As far as length time, it could be anything. I mean, I guess I've had them like 3-4 years. Maybe.
3-4 years.
But that's really the exception rather than the rule.
Right.
Just because of the businesses are so large, they have so much involved in the
a lot of discoveries and stuff like that.
Right. Meaning a lot of asking for information. So those who don't understand, it's asking for a lot of information so that they can make sure that all the property that's community property that needs to be divided up is out in the open, where I can do what I have to do.
And then a lot of times I have people come to my court, not my court, my office.
Maybe in the future, I don't know.
I have a good mentor right here, so I can learn. But yeah, they'll come to my office and they said that, I really want him to pay more, and he's not agreeing. But it's going to be a non-contested case. I mean, it's not everybody comes to my office and says, yeah, it's non-contested. We're going to get divorced, but they don't understand what non-contest mean. And could you maybe explain to them?
What non-contested means, or we're going to reach an agreement about getting divorced. You may be agreed to be divorced, but that doesn't include all the property and all the children. And so a non-contested divorce means we agree to the division of property as to what we're going to do with the kids, and we're agreeing to be divorced. So that's all inclusive. And so, but we're going to agree to divorce doesn't necessarily mean we're going to agree to the division of property, or who takes the centerpiece, or who keeps the chairs. You may argue about the business, about the visitation with the children, the custody. So it's not, they're two totally different animals. And so then they're trying to lowball you.
You're right. Yes. Đức Phạm thấy một cái sự khác biệt không? Anh thấy là khi mà những người mà tới văn phòng mà muốn tìm cái dịch vụ pháp luật hoặc luật sư để ly dị á, thì họ nói là không sao đâu, em biết chồng em hoặc là vợ em thế nào nó cũng ký giấy tờ ly dị. Nhưng mà thưa quý vị, đồng ý ly dị và đồng ý tất cả những cái điều khoản, những thỏa thuận trong cái vấn đề ly dị là hai cái vấn đề khác nhau. Thưa quý vị, chỉ vì hai người không thương yêu nhau nữa, giận nhau, ghét nhau, đồng ý ly dị chỉ là một cái bước khởi đầu thôi. Còn để giải quyết vấn đề, còn những vấn đề phức tạp nữa mà có thể rất là tốn thời gian và tốn tiền là cái vấn đề liên quan tới phân chia tài sản và cũng vấn đề chăm sóc con cái và trả tiền child support như thế nào. Thì những cái vấn đề đó nếu mà không đi đến cái sự thỏa thuận giữa đôi bên mà với nhau hoặc là tranh cãi với nhau, không có đồng ý với nhau, thì cái đó có nghĩa là không đồng ý trong cái vấn đề thỏa thuận ly dị. Mà không đồng ý trong những cái vấn đề liên quan đến thỏa thuận ly dị thì sẽ dẫn đến những cái chi phí luật sư rất là mắc cho cả hai bên. Thưa quý vị, hôm nay nhờ có Judge Navarez, quan tòa Navarez mà đưa ra những cái thông tin rất là bổ ích cho chúng ta. Xin cảm ơn Đức Phạm đã host cái chương trình. And thank you Judge Navarez for being here. Would you like to say something to the audience?
Thank you for watching and thank you for inviting me to your homes. Thank you.